Tales, aka the A.R.T podcast. I am A.R. and today we are joined by the two homegirls. You already know who. Lexi and Marie Terry. Lexi coming back to talk about Lust and Deceit 2, the sequel.
Yes.
Out. She even has a show the people. You just gave me a little sneak peek before. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. And Marie Terry with the ongoing dreadful desire.
That's never going to be finished.
Hey, but that's the wave right now. That's the wave right now.
Lexi, we gonna fight.
That's the wave right now. Honestly, I always get into that same like joke every time that we have this every time we have you on. But honestly, it is a wave right now. I'm realizing more and more that you were, riding the crisp of what's really going to be the future of like what the writing game is going right now. People are really going for that right now. That segmented versus like the full book.
I'm overwhelmed with everything between work, school, and medically. Like, no joke, I had 3 doctor's appointments this week. I have another one tomorrow. Like, I've been really overwhelmed with getting healthy again. So it's been tough, but you can even ask Sandy. I've been sending her some excerpts. What I'm going to do now, I'm not going to post up any new chapters until I finish the rest of the book. Like, I'm just going to finish the last 16 chapters, and then within a matter of days, I'm just going to post after everything's all done.
You have a date for when it's going to be done?
Yes, I already told you the end of the year.
Boom. Mic drop, but if we drop the mic, it would fuck up the recording.
Yes. Tell the people.
No, but that's all. And Marie is out here with the beta testing of the filter, and it is working like a charm. She's out here looking like I don't even know what, like Moana, if she went to a writing career.
This is a comic style filter.
No,
I'm a comic book, so now we all know what I would look like as a comic book character.
Yeah. If you put me through the filter, I would end up looking like Archie Bunker. I don't even know what. My skin would bleach and everything.
This is called Snap Camera, just in case anyone's interested. This is called Snap Camera.
Yeah, they actually are sponsors of the podcast. Not yet, but I'm thinking, what's the word? I'm projecting.
There
you gotta manifest it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm manifesting
Put it
I'm
out
talking
there. About
Snap Filter. For the low price of $2.99, you could send me some money, and I would like it a lot. So anyway, anyway, I think what Marie was talking about was actually like a really interesting like idea just to branch into, because as I was saying, like, since we've talked, I just had the pleasure of speaking with a lot of Kindle Vella authors that was like the wave that kind of like came around. It's kind of like sweeping the whole like Amazon writing sphere. As far as like I know, just like what I'm seeing, there's a lot of traction going that way. And the reason for it is the same way that when Kindle came out, it was so like unique. There were not a lot of people making digital books at the time. So when the option became available, the few people that were out got a lot of traction, even if they hadn't put, years and years of work into it, even if they did just drop something that they personally had like a passion for, but maybe it wasn't perfectly edited or XYZ, they dropped it and it's having amazing traction. And on top of that, they have the beauty of being able to like edit as they go, because people just like the same thing with Inkit or Wattpad, people will call out and point out your own mistakes and your errors and your grammatical errors, and you can just go and edit as you please. So with that ongoing, how do you feel with that? Do you think that's something you want to go ahead and pursue now? Especially, I mean, Marie's already into it. She's already tried it out with Dreadful Desire. And, it's going well. You have more views than, I mean, if I had views like that on my book, I don't even know if I'd be doing a podcast. I'd probably just draw a mustache on, and that's it. I'd be doing this all day. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, me?
Oh,
no, I'm an author. Posting in Starbucks wearing a suit. But how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the new wave coming in with the Kindle Vella? Is that something you want to pursue, or do you think you're gonna keep on going with the books? Do you like the feeling of being able to hold your book, of being able to give your book out as a physical gift to your friends, instead of being able to be like, oh, go on Amazon.com and click on my name and do all that.
So I have not ventured into that as of yet. I actually got an offer from Inkt to have my book solely on their platform.
Yo.
And I
Whoop, whoop.
I'm saying.
it was in September when everything kind of came at once, where I had a bunch of stuff that happened in my family, my health, everything was just coming at me at once. And I told them that I have to take some time. And I don't think I want to do that to my readers, because I would have to take it off of Wattpad, and I want them to at least finish book 1. So what I think I'm going to do is I want to look into Kindle Vella so that I can get paid for my work, but I will finish Dreadful Desire on all 3 platforms, and I'll probably leave it up for a month. And then after that, I'll probably just leave up maybe the first 10 chapters or so. And then I'll probably go exclusively either into Inkt or Kindle Vella, whichever one will benefit me more. Because clearly this has been a lot of hard work. It's been over a year.
And she's still not finished, but we're getting there. She's getting there.
You know what? when we see each other again, we gonna fight.
So even listen.
I'll mediate. I'll be there with a microphone. And on the left corner, we have Dreadful Desiree coming to destroy. And on the right corner, Lust 2 Deceit 2, Rise of the Fairies. Let's go, Rise Rumble!
We did it.
The other day, because me and Marie, we talk every single day. So the other day, my husband knows her. I was sitting down, and he even knows that her book is still not done yet. So he was like, Sandra, when is she finishing her book? And why is it taking forever? I was like, listen, she got things.
Because it's the Bible. The Bible took 400 years. It's probably the same length.
You know what? It is 85 chapters. So, whatever, guys, whatever. It's going to get done. And when it does, you are all going to love it.
I have no doubt of it, but you're gonna have to break it up in the Old and New Testament. You're gonna have to break it up in the book of Adrian, the book of
went as far as
whips, the book of ball gags.
Done with you guys.
Ball gags. Anal beads,
exactly.
all that.
Yeah. The fun stuff.
And then keeping my mouth shut now. I'm not talking.
Lexi, so how do you feel with how everything is going with Kindervilla? Is that a venture that you want to dive into?
I would dive into that. Yeah, because it's something different and new, and I do like getting paid for my work. So
who doesn't?
Yeah. Right. I would dive into it, but maybe not right now. I just came out with book 2. I have another book coming out on December 3rd on my birthday. For it's on Wattpad and Inkt, so I'm gonna venture into that. And yeah, I want to take things at a time. Take one step at a time.
Man, now that is really interesting. Now, besides
I have one question though.
Oh, go ahead. Drop it.
How does Kindervilla work?
All right. Well, this is really interesting. I feel like for as many times that I should always have this little drop snippet every time we talk about Kindervilla, because it is so new. I mean, we're authors, right? I found out about it maybe 3 months after it came out. And we're in this shit. So I can only imagine the people, that have that are still buying books off Amazon, like nothing, that have no idea what's going on with this. So what Kindervilla is that basically it is a paid version of what you would consider Wattpad or Inkt. I don't know how their platforms are anymore. I know they do have a premium, but how Kindervilla works is that right now, actually, they have a promotion where you go on and they give you a free 300 coins, I believe. Now, I believe every chapter, they math it out on word count, but average about 2,000 words, I believe is about 30 coins. So for those 300 coins that you get about 10 chapters about how spaced out however you want it. And on top of that, the first 3 chapters of every person's work is always free. So let's say that we go into Dreadful Desire. The first 3 are free off the bat. Now, if they want to read the 4th one, they got to pay the 30 coins. the fifth one, they're 30 coins, and so on and so on and so on. When they run out of coins from Amazon that are free, obviously you have to pay for their own. And I think the conversion isn't too bad. I think for $5 you get like 500 or a couple thousand for
nice.
10.
So-
Yeah, it's nothing like too ridiculous.
It's
And-
like this. Go ahead.
No, and then how much you get paid is obviously like a division of that. Like however much the coins are, as far as money, you get your percentage. Amazon obviously takes theirs off and laughs at you. But then, you know, they throw you your little fucking doggy treats, you know, whatever the fuck. We collect them off the ground.
Pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need my monies.
Thank
So
you,
it goes
sir.
so it goes according to how many words are in each chapter?
Yeah. From what
Ooh.
I've surmised. And again, that is just people talking to me and me spending 3 minutes on Google. Okay, cool. And like hopping back off and you know, fucking around.
Well, I'm just curious because the newest chapter I'm working on right now is already at 5,300 words.
Jesus, that's a
Listen,
lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot. But that's like I have this app. It's a reading app. It's called Radish. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
Yeah.
I use turnip.
Yeah. I just got to. Yeah, so like as per chapter it's like what, 15 coins, maybe even less. So yeah, it's something like that, I believe.
Okay.
Well, I think it's the most interesting thing about Kindle Vella. Again, just from what I've been told, I haven't jumped into it myself. I actually am prepping for my own release. As we talked about before, what like the vacation that I just recently took kind of messed up my scheduling with that significantly, but
But it was well worth it, wasn't it?
It was worth it. It was well worth it, and it gave
Yes.
me just a lot of future inspiration for sure.
There you go.
But when I get everything on track, I'm actually getting bored for a release on Kindle Vella. What I think is really cool is that because it's it's like beta state, just because it's still in its like early stages, supposedly Amazon is taking a lot of support. They're taking a lot of user data. They're taking a lot of recommendations that authors have for the platform. Like supposedly there was like a push in order to be able to incorporate images throughout the book chapters, and supposedly that's like happening within a couple updates now. So like just even the way that, you know, when you do get a little bit more on it, and again, it's a simple fact that there's not a lot of people doing it right now. The simple fact that you're on there, you know, if think about it, if they have a couple hundred people doing it and they have a top 100, you're gonna be in the top 100 in your own genre just because like you just show up to the party and you're already within at least eye view of like what somebody can click on. And that's like significant, especially compared to, you know, regular Kindle, which had released what I think 30 million titles this year. 30 million this year.
Oh.
Not that they have 30 million. 30 million came out this year, self-published. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And then also kind of like, yo, what the fuck, right?
Yeah, self-publish is the wave though right now. Everybody's
Yeah.
self-publishing.
Yeah, so that's kind of like how I view it, because everything goes backwards. Well, everything kind of like channels in the same thing, because there's supposedly also no restrictions. So let's say that Dreadful Desire, you start really, and honestly, if I can be honest, I think you're in a phenomenal state right now, Marie, because how they want it is they recommend that they take anything. I don't think they have a restriction as far as like you can't have it on any on other things. I would double check that though, because you know how Amazon is. They probably do, and I'm bullshitting. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that they're pretty okay with it. Again, but
Okay.
as far as content goes, they recommend that you have 10 to go off of, 10 to start with. And
Okay.
then you're able to drop one once a week. You're already way ahead of the game with that. You can drop them, even you can start dropping them now and have people start coming up to it. And by the time that you finish your book, by the time it's already done, you can then put it on Amazon as a self-published title and get the rewards from both sides, because they do allow that. So you could have it on, and they just released
Wow.
hardcover. So you could have your paperback ebook and hardcover on Amazon as you have it on Kindle Vella, and people can consume your content however which way they feel like it.
Interesting.
Yep.
That sounds very interesting. Sounds good for you too, Sandy.
Yeah.
So tell me what people can look forward to in Lust and Deceit 2. We've talked about it in previous podcasts, but now that it's out, you have your blurb written, which for me, it always takes the longest, right? You write an entire book in a year, but then you're looking at that blurb like, yo, what did I write about? What happened in my book again? What are my main characters' names? What's my name? Where am I?
This book is very dark. It's called Lust and Deceit 2 Retribution. Where we left off in book 1, Jessica finds out that her boyfriend was keeping a dark secret from her, and in book 2, she tries fucking up his, because he's in the mafia, so she tries fucking up his shipments. She kills some of his men.
Uh-oh.
Like, she's on a rampage, but then she's
Syphilis.
also, yeah. But then when she goes back home and she's home alone, it's in the reality of everything that, what's going on. She turns to drugs, so she's drinking, she's having a lot of sex with men, she's sniffing cocaine.
Girl, don't give everything away.
Yeah, I'm not giving everything away, but like I'm giving like little bits and pieces. But yeah.
You could have just said cocaine. We could we could have figured
She's on
out
drugs.
Was it sniffing? Is she drinking the cocaine? Is she freezing it, putting up her ass? What's happening?
She just takes drugs and she goes on a rampage. So that's what you can look forward to. And then just read it.
Yeah, I mean,
just read it.
Yeah,
Buy it on Amazon.
And it's very pretty, I have to say, especially the pictures on the inside. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Damn. Okay.
And then look.
No, that's really damn.
Right? It's really nice.
Wow.
I've really worked hard on this book, so this is actually my best work yet. So if you don't got it, go and get it.
Damn fucking right. Honestly, folks, if you're not hip to it, get hip.
Yes.
Lexi Robinson, Alexandra Robinson.
Yes, but you can call me Lexi.
Okay.
Lexi,
you can call it
Sandy.
Lexi.
She goes by all sorts of names.
Just don't call late for dinner, goddammit. All right. If we said 8, better be 7:45. Don't bullshit. All right.
That's it.
That's it.
So, no, but honestly, pick up the book, Amazon. When you go on and you find the author, make sure to click on follow, get notifications for all her previous works, all her current work, and all the work that she will be releasing. Because this is a storm that's not stopping today.
I also dropped the prices for book 1. So if you want to get it on ebook, it's $3.99, and paperback it's $8.99. So get it.
Get it. Yeah, okay. Honestly. Do what you gotta do, folks. The Christmas season is almost coming up. Well, America, it's already here. Back in my day, we started after Thanksgiving. At least we had a little consideration.
Yeah,
a little consideration.
Listen, we started Black Friday.
Listen, I am the whole person of it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Like don't push it. Don't rush it. Let's let the holidays happen. Why you gotta rush everything?
I'm telling you.
They just forgot Thanksgiving and started putting up Christmas decorations like in October. In October. I'm just
that's because the stores are selling it already.
I'm just like, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying.
No foreplay. All right, it's just showing up, babe. I'm tired. It's like, nah, don't hit me with this tired shit. You gotta take it slow. Put on the Marvin Gaye. Where the candles at? What are we doing here? All right. I had a long day too, motherfucker.
But the Christmas tree's been up in BJ's by my house since September. Like I'm like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand what is the rush. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, I just can't.
No, you know what kills me now too is that they call a lot of stores around me now. Maybe it's just like a regional thing. But you're in New York, so like I feel like maybe you have the same thing. But like they call all of November Black Friday now. They call it like Black November. I don't know.
I cannot.
Yeah, can you believe that? It's just like it's like the same deals that you'll get on Black Friday is like you can get the entire month.
I like what happened to Black Friday and then what happened to Cyber Monday. Like I used to look forward to those days. Like
Yeah, not anymore. There's no sense in it because everyone is trying to do it earlier so that they can get the most money because everyone's gonna go and shop at their stuff. And it's just like,
Yeah,
can we just enjoy the holidays like we used to? Make it about, being
exactly.
with family and friends and people you
Exactly.
love. Like, why does it have to be, oh, hurry up and get this now because we're doing our sales now? Like, just relax. Like, it's okay.
And you,
Exactly.
and you know what's weird? Almost like to get it, like almost like a little philosophical. Like I feel like we all do it because like we all like get nostalgic for how we thought Christmas was when we were kids. So we try to like
Mm-hmm.
mimic that for like, you know, the kids in our lives, even if you don't have a child yourself, like your nephew or your little
Mhm.
cousin. So then you go crazy to doing that. But then like that influences them because instead of them viewing Christmas as like what it should be, they just see you going crazy about gifts. So they grow up with that idea that like it's all about gifts. So it's like just like a
Yep.
cyclical thing of like even without meaning to, is that we just like create that energy over and over again.
I don't know. I was raised different. Like my mom and my dad didn't put up the gifts until Christmas Eve because
Yep.
once it hit 12, we would open up our gifts.
All
I
of
was
them.
raised, yeah, all of them. All
I
of
got
them.
one at 12, and then like the
No.
rest of them was Christmas morning.
No, my,
Okay. So in my house, at midnight, if we were at like a family member's house, we were able to open up those gifts that was there. But every Christmas morning, we had to have breakfast first, and then we were able to open up all of our gifts. Like
Yeah,
it
I
was
got
like,
that.
no, we do it on Christmas Day. On Christmas Eve, at midnight, if we're in someone else's house, you're able to open up those gifts. But at home, it is breakfast first. We eat breakfast as a family, and then we go ahead and do the gifts. It was
I
really
like
strict
that
that
though.
way.
I
yeah.
So
like
do
that though.
I.
Yeah, that's
I think I
cool.
Oh,
do
and
that with
then
my future kids.
because it was a Hispanic household, we also got a gift on Three Kings Day. When we wake up in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, the gift would be
Yeah.
right next to our bed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, I
Don't you
remember
love
that.
that, man? Like, that's like that's mind blowing as a kid. You just wake up, it's like, oh, we're getting gifts. We're getting gifts. You say for
But
what
here's the
reason?
thing.
It's like, oh, that thing that we like, believe in. Like it's like, oh, for real, yo, I believe in that shit too, son. Bad. Why are we going to
But here's the
church?
funny thing though. You would wake up, okay, at least in my household, you would wake up and it was literally right next to your bed on the floor.
Yeah.
Like magically it popped out of nowhere.
Nah, that wasn't my house. Matter of fact, I think like even for that, like that was the one time that like there was no more illusion. It was like the uncle, if your uncle got it to you, was like, yo, I got you that shit, son. That was me. No
When
three
it needed to be
kings,
given, forget
one
about
king right
Santa.
here. All right. Nah,
I
like
actually so I actually think that when it comes to like children learning that Santa isn't real, unfortunately, spoiler alert, guys, spoiler alert, that Santa isn't real.
motherfucker, what,
What?
bro?
He just you just killed my whole childhood. No, I'm playing.
Tell me. I would have muted myself for a second or something. You know what I mean? What's going
Right?
on?
So one of the things I think we should do with our children, which is something I want to do when we start having children, is like when it comes that time for them to know that it's not really Santa, that it's everyone that's buying the gifts. You should do something with your child where they wrap up gifts and give it to other younger kids as if it was from Santa, like getting some of their old gifts and like maybe going to like the children's hospital and donating it and let them think that Santa gave it to them type thing.
That's
Like making
amazing.
making
Damn.
them see that Santa isn't just like this one figure. Santa is everyone. It's when you give gifts to other people.
Damn. I didn't know we were gonna be getting like this on the podcast. Jesus.
That was
Sorry.
deep.
That
That
was
was
deep.
deep. I
You know
should
what?
have
I
took you.
have a marker and a beret. I can go and get it real quick, and you know what I'm saying? I can put it on. I get a black turtleneck. I'll just start snapping. I'm just doing
I
this with my
can't.
neck. No, honestly, I got done dirty one year. Like it was just like done perfectly. I really wanted a Wii. And you know how it is. I always got like consoles like years after it came out. Like I think like I was asking
Yeah.
for the Wii like the year after it had come out. Not that like, I'm saying that I like deserved it. It was just one of those things that like I feel like I had dropped enough in price that I could ask for it reasonably, right? And I like begged my mom for one. And even then the Wii was like sold out like a motherfucker. Like I remember,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah, sold out like a motherfucker. Like it was like so hard to find. And I remember on Christmas Eve, I go and I just have that thing in my heart of like, man, I wonder one if they got it, and if they did want to get it for me, I wonder if they could even find it, because like even I knew myself it was sold out. Even I myself was like going on and like looking up to see if I can like drop hints, and there was nowhere I can find it, right? So I remember Christmas Eve, my mom goes and hands me like a letter that was just like in the tree, right? I'm looking at like the presents at the bottom, like, oh, I wonder, doing like size references, like, oh shit, okay. And homegirl just pulls out a letter that was in the tree, like, yo, all right, here you go, buddy. That's your shit right there. And I open it up, and it's like a letter saying like, oh, sorry that we couldn't get it for you. We got it online. Excuse me. Yeah, that's how choked up I still get choked up over it, folks. I'm about to start crying right now. And I open up the letter, and it's like saying like, oh, sorry we couldn't get it for you. We're sold out like a motherfucker. But we ordered for you, and it'll be here in like 2 weeks. And like, you already know me, like a little kid, my heart literally is like, at my shoelaces. I'm walking like back to like, there's not even any rocks in my house, but even on the way back to my room, I was kicking rocks. I was just like, yo, fuck this shit.
He was kicking imaginary rocks.
I went outside, grabbed a few pebbles just so I can bring them back inside, for dramatic effect.
Oh God.
And I remember I just went to sleep, just like fucking like, fuck this life, fuck this bullshit. Honestly, God bless my mom for being able to like handle that, because she just like saw the look in my eyes and was able to handle that. And then the next morning I wake up and I'm just there like, 14-year-old me, but I'm there like, like a 28-year-old like failed artist in the corner smoking a cigarette, like, yeah, fuck this shit.
I cannot.
There's nothing here for me anyway, fuck it, whatever. Right?
But when you get so mad, you said, I'm running away.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you got it in 2 weeks though, right?
Nah, homegirl, like, after everyone like unwrapped the presents, homegirl like gives me like a box that was like huge. Like, I already had canceled it out when I did the measurements because it was like too big. What homegirl did is that she got a bigger box and stuffed the Wii and a mad other like games and like little like things inside of it. And I was just
that's nice.
I melted into a puddle right there. I was like, oh. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well,
she
you got
did
it anyway.
that's what I'm saying. It was such a like funny story, because like it was like the lowest of the low. I'm just like, fuck. And then it was like,
then he got so high.
Yeah, it's so high. I was like, oh. I just went into a coma and like for like a good like half hour. Maybe it was like 98 cookies the day before. I don't know.
You know what? I did something like that to my daughter. Our first year celebrating Christmas. I had, those big containers of like animal crackers and the big clear container, not the bare one, the big cylinder one.
Yeah.
So I wrapped up her gift and I put it in there, and it was really small, and I put a whole bunch of tissue paper in there, and she sees like this big old thing, and she's like, oh wow. So she goes in and she's like pulling out all this paper, and she finally gets to the bottom and she unwraps the gift and she looks at me, she's like, batteries? Like, I wrapped batteries for her, but the batteries went to her actual gift that she wanted. So I just messed with her at first, and I gave her batteries.
I would be crying.
The look of confusion on her face was phenomenal. I was like, yes, this is what I wanted.
You know what's weird? Is that like, for as like almost like off topic as this conversation like seems, I actually think it's like awesome, because like since we're getting into the writing season, I'm thinking about like how this all contributes to like what writing a good Christmas story entails, right? Like, I love a good Christmas story. And I don't just mean like the movie, who doesn't love a frozen tongue? And I can't think of And like if you grew up watching like cable TV, that movie you were guaranteed to watch that movie at least 3 times in your life, guaranteed. Even if you don't own a TV, they were playing it everywhere. It doesn't matter. But what do you think that entails? Like, right? Like, especially that we were like the beginning of the conversation, it was the whole idea of like, we put so much vanity on Christmas when in reality it's more of like the spirit behind it, right? How do you get those morals within a story while also like making, especially that like, let's be honest, a lot of like Christmas movies that come out now are romance related. A lot of them are. Yes. It's always like rom-coms that are Christmas related. Yes. I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out a fact here. No reason to write me letters. You don't have my address anyway. Good luck. But But on a more serious note, what do you think that entails? And do you ever think that you'll write even a Christmas short story? Are you into the Christmas like that? Because I know I honestly have my like I've been saying it for 3 years, and damn it, this is gonna be the year. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
write the Christmas story.
I
A quick
would,
little
I
short
would,
one.
I would write it. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I guess I would go off on my experience of how I was raised in when I was raised when I was younger and put all my experiences in a book,
Mm.
So, but that I don't know. I would have to like really like concentrate on that because Christmas story, that sounds interesting. Really
So,
interesting.
Yeah.
so for me, I guess for a good Christmas story, of course, it would have to be. It has to end. It has to have a happy ending. Like
Mm-hmm.
a Christmas story cannot have a bad ending.
They
Like
all
Oh,
die
how
at the
about a
end. Happy
Christmas
Christmas.
thriller? How about a Christmas thriller?
a Christmas thriller is different. But if you're doing like a Christmas story, it has to have a happy ending. So of
Christmas
course there would
thriller.
be some sort of tragedy that
Wow.
happens, something that makes you feel like it's gonna break the Christmas spirit. But then something will happen somehow, some way, and it'll bring everything back, and you'll realize that Christmas isn't about the gifts and whatever. It's about your loved ones and being able to say that
Spending time with your family.
yes. I've actually told my husband I actually want to start celebrating Christmas without gifts. As crazy as that sounds, I told him I want to do that because I feel like the whole spirit of Christmas has been lost.
Yes.
I love that just because like I can imagine almost like a skit of that where that like everyone's like happy but like low key kind of spiteful, like, oh yeah, no, Merry Christmas. Wearing the same old earrings from last year.
Like this bitch didn't buy me
Motherfucker.
that.
I said no gifts for like our friends, not no gifts between us, motherfuckers.
Right?
Well, so the only reason why I say that is just because I really feel like it's just all about the gifts now. And let's be
It
honest.
is, yeah.
Let's be honest. Like when especially children, when they get a multitude of gifts, how often do they really use all of those gifts?
Almost never.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's maybe one that becomes their favorite, and that's the only thing that they'll use. And the other one is just basically start collecting dust, and they kick rocks. Okay,
See,
the gifts they kick rocks.
but this is why, like,
Toy Story, but like the
that,
opposite. It's like
Exactly.
Buzz Lightyear's in the corner, like just like doing heroin. Like I can't take this shit anymore. Never get played with, bro. It's 2016. I got here in 04, bro.
but
These
see,
shoes used to
but
be white.
this is why though, like, because I have a lot of nieces, so my sister always says get them clothes. They don't need all these toys laying around in the house that they're not going to play with. Like my niece, the baby, she has like those hampers that we used to have back in the day that was like kind of small. She has a hamper like that with toys. I mean toys, and she doesn't even use them. What she does is she throws them all over the house.
Yeah, no.
So I'm just like, no, I don't get nobody toys. No, nothing. It's clothes.
That's it.
It's simple.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it makes me think back to like there was like a joke that Cat Williams made that like he just like it like what kids like get like crazy about, I feel is like quantity, like not quality. So he was
Yeah.
talking about that he
Yeah.
just goes to like a dollar store and just gets like $100-$200 worth of just like whatever the fucks, and then like for Christmas like his kid is opening up 100-200 like little toys and just like losing his mind, and like he's gonna break the shit anyway.
Right.
So
Right.
like let him go with it. And then when he wants like bigger things, you like take care of the bigger things. But as far as like the quality of like what Christmas is and everything, I don't know. I think it just has to be like one of those cyclical things. Because I feel like when you just get like a little bit older, it becomes obvious that like what you actually care about is like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm sure maybe there's like a couple rich kids that are just like probably think about it the exact same way they thought about when they were like 14. But like when I think of Christmas, I'm not like it's like, man, I hope my mom gets me, oof. I hope my mom gets me that DS I've been waiting for, Brady. If I want something, I'm gonna get it myself. That's just how life is now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just because like that lack of like almost needing something, like needing a holiday in order to get those things that you want gets like taken out, all you're left with is like the qualities that like what Christmas actually is, right? Time
Yeah.
with your quality time with your loved ones, being able to hang out with your friends and family, and And honestly, I think even gift giving at that level is like pretty fun because now it's just like quirky little things. Like I know between my brothers and sister, you know, we all have nieces and nephews now and shit. So there's that element of them still, you know, on that side. But between like, you know, the brothers and sisters and whatnot, we just get each other like little gag gifts. Like I got those one year that I just bought like socks that just had profanities written on them. You know what I mean? I got them from like Spencer's, and it was just like like, you know, just like outrageous socks, and I just gave them to everybody, and we were just like laughing around and laugh at that. There was another year that I got everyone like a fancy ice making kit for like having like drinks, you know, it just like had like a Chardonnay ice dispenser. Like if you ever had you put like ice on your shirt, like I don't know, just like crazy little things, or like, you know, those like cube ices or like the sphere ices, you know, just like little things that are like just whatever the fucks that like obviously no one like asked for. I don't think anybody put that on their Christmas. It's like, oh, I want that weird little ice thing that like no one would ask for. It's probably gonna collect dust in my pantry anyway. I'll use it like 3 times out of like, you know, funsies, and
like, you know, those super large remote controls for people who can't see.
Yeah, just like, you know, little fuckery things. My sister
Yes.
has gotten into the things now that she'll give everyone like and I love the idea that she'll give everyone lottery tickets. I think that's fun as shit. Cause like, you know what?
Oh,
I would love that.
Right? That's like a good idea. Cause it's always like that thing of like, yo, maybe I'll win $1 million off this $5. Ooh, she just got gypped, right?
Marie,
It's
that's
like...
what I want for Christmas.
The way you treat me, you ain't getting anything from me, girl.
Excuse me.
Yes. But you know what? I actually just read something recently. Actually, no, I heard it on the radio. So this woman buys her nephew, who by the way is well off, has like a trust fund, like her sister's side of the family is completely well off. So for his birthday, because he has everything he needs, she bought him a scratch off. She bought him 2 of them. I think the first one hit for 40, but the second one hit for $50,000.
Oh wow.
And you know, he's a teenager, he's already set for life. So she felt a certain type of way because he didn't offer her any money. But the thing was, you know, it was a gift for his birthday. And she's like, and I'm struggling. I'm not working right now because of, you know, the pandemic, blah, 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 whatever the case is. So she was feeling a certain type of way about not receiving any money from his gift. So the question was like, you know, how would you react? Do you think that she deserves money from the gift, or do you think that she's being unreasonable? Me personally, I think she's being unreasonable.
Yeah, she is. A gift is a gift.
Yeah,
exactly. You gave it to him with the chances of him winning.
Yeah,
you can't be an Indian giver. Listen.
Yeah,
she didn't want all of it. She didn't want all of it. She just wanted like a portion of it. But I'm just like, but still, like, that's his gift. If he wants to give you something, that's up to him. If he doesn't, that's up to him. You can't expect something from a gift. You don't give a gift to expect something. Like, that's just crazy.
Like
exactly.
to me, 50,000, I would probably take you out to like a crazy dinner, like a really nice dinner. But I'm gonna cut you a check afterwards. I don't think so. 50,000. Let's be honest. After taxes, we're looking at 35.
Right. Yeah, because they take a lot of taxes out.
Exactly. Looking at 35 at the end, and then like a nice dinner. A nice dinner. We'll say that I spent like, I drop like 1,000. I'm taking home 34. Leave me alone. That's an awesome gift.
You know what? I think I'm mistaken, because if I remember correctly, they said it hit triple digits. They said it was life altering. It was a life altering amount. I think.
See, now you just changed the whole narrative.
I'm sorry, because I remember the word life altering.
I mean, how life altering? If you gave me $50 right now, it'd be pretty life altering at the moment, because I'll be like, yo.
So they said it was triple digits. So for some reason, I'm thinking the number 5 keeps on. So I was thinking maybe 500 grand.
So probably 500,000.
Yeah. But still, again, it's a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
I'm like, and if that's the case, if you're expecting something, don't give out lottery tickets or anything like that as a gift. If you're gonna expect something back, if someone wins.
That's true.
Keep it for yourself.
You know what's weird? This makes me think about content, actually. So like imagine right, for example, let's say that you're hashing out ideas for Less Than a Seat 3 with a couple friends of yours at a bar. Or let's say that let's say that you're doing Dreadful Desire part 2, or whatever you want to do, however you're gonna do it. dreadful desires, and there's like a Z like spray painted at the end. However you do it, right?
Okay.
And let's say that a friend of yours is like, like hashing out ideas, but give you a couple things. It's like, oh man, I don't know what to name this character I don't like. And she goes, man, why don't you name it that one bitch from that one time before? And you're like, yo, that's a good idea, right? That little snippet right there. And let's say a couple years later, your shit booms. It's the next 50 Shades of Grey. You're raking it in. They hit you with that bullshit of like, yo, where's my money? I helped you write the book. What happens right now? I've had a minor version of that where I was like hanging out with a friend, smoking, and I was giving, and like I was like telling him about my book and just going all into like the lore and all the, like the background story. And I remember he said maybe like, oh, it'd be cool if we do this, and I'd be like, all right. And I took his idea and still morphed it. I didn't even take it fully. It was just like, oh, what's a good idea if we just do this, and that, and kept on going with it. And then I remember like months later, he was like, yo, man, if that shit ever pops, I want my cut. It was like, your cut of what? What cut? What cut? A cut of what? I baked this pie.
Exactly.
This is my pie.
Okay. So this is how I feel about it. I don't know about anybody else, but this is how I feel. So Sandy and I, we've talked a lot about her lust and deceit too. And we've gone back and forth, and I've given her some crazy ideas and she's run with them. I'm not going to expect any money from her. We spoke about this in confidence, and we spoke about this with me openly giving her my advice and my 2 cents. So I clearly didn't want anything in return. If I did, I would have been like, listen, if you're going to use my stuff, you're going to have to give me a cut. I would have said it from the jump. I'm not going to go and wait until she makes it big and be like, oh, yeah, remember me? You need to give me money. What kind of crap is that?
Yeah,
I would never.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is different, but if I openly discuss something with you and I agree to one of the ideas that you have and I morph it into what it is that I want, and then you're going to come at me, I'm not giving you a damn penny. Unless writing it together.
That's something different. Yeah. If you're writing it together, that's something different. But at the end of the day, yeah, you gave me the idea. I'm not talking about you, Marie. You gave me the idea, but I'm the one that actually wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But like that, like me and Marie, we talk a lot. So the other day, like I was telling her, while I was editing the book and I was reading, and there was this very specific torture scene at the end of the book. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I didn't come up with this idea. Like, because me and my husband, we went through the book, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like me. I was like, I think this was Marie's idea, because I wouldn't go as that far. Like really, like literally, I was like, this is not me. So, it's like we do like, but she is in my acknowledgments because of the fact that we did stay up brainstorming, talking every day, back and forth, FaceTime with it. Like it, yeah. So I put her in my acknowledgments, and I did put her in her book. I put her book in my story.
I'm telling
and
you.
You know what? And that's perfectly fine with me. I'm not expecting any royalties, no anything, because again, we were up together. I'm her friend. What kind of friend am I if I'm like, hey, you need to give me money for this now? Like, what kind of crap is that? I don't know. I feel like I'm a different breed from the people of today. I don't expect anything like that if I'm openly and willingly discussing things with her to assist her in her journey. It's just not how it works.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a real one.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like what that is, I feel like that comes from like I call it like regretful drunk at a bar stage. Like those people that are like at a bar and they're like, oh yeah, you heard of like XYZ? I helped them write that shit. And then like they really get in their head.
Yeah, see, I don't like
that. Like
that
happened. Like how people are just like, it's like they're looking like packing their own accomplishments. Like, oh, what have I done? It's like, oh, well, that big thing, I can nudge myself right there. It's like, I was there for that. Where's my cut? I'm over here drinking at a bar, drinking shitty beer. They're over here drinking Chardonnay. I want Chardonnay. I want Pinot Grigio. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't think that it's fair for someone to ask for something like that, especially because like, it was one thing in my book. Do you not realize how much time and effort it took for all of this? Like, this is insane. No, I don't agree with it at all.
Man.
Yeah, me neither.
And weirdly enough, I think it's like a great segue into like, as far as like coming up with ideas and incorporating your friends into it, your loved ones. What are you excited about? What is the future for Marie and Lexi? I know like we already talked about to like a certain degree that it's going to be the continuation of Dreadful Desire, but past that, you're going to get into book form. What is going to happen after you get everything, all your eggs in a row? You finally finish Dreadful Desire. What is going to happen after that?
So I've actually spoken to Lexi about this. I keep on getting ideas for new books. So I actually have about 10 books planned. And I know it sounds like a lot. And I know Lexi, it's like it's never gonna get done.
She's gonna finish all 10 books in 2050, guys. 2050.
Lexi, keep this up. We're gonna meet up again. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go to the spa. I forgot.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are. But anyway,
The spa is that
I
like
do...
is that where they have like the Rumble Fest? Low key, it's like a spa, but like you give them like a certain like look, and you take out your anal beads from like your purse, and he's like, all right, yeah, come here.
Anal.
Start whipping it around.
No, it's like a thing. Like the key is an anal bead. You have to like stuff them in, and then when you pull it out, the door opens. It's like, yep, okay.
I can't. I do have, so the continuation of Dreadful Desire will be 4 books. There's going to be about 3 other books that's connected to Dreadful Desire, but you don't have to read it in any particular order, whereas the Dreadful Desire series is a certain order that you have to read in. So that's already 7 books. Awesome. And then there's another 3 books that I have planned that I've been discussing with her that, man, I'll just wake up and be like, oh my God, I have an idea. Let me write this down. One of the horriblest ones that happened to me is when I'm driving and I'm so engrossed in what I'm thinking about, I start missing my exits. It's happened so many times where I'm just like, oh, and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And oh yeah, and this can happen. And then all of a sudden I hear my GPS. It's like, oh, rerouting. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, oh man, I missed my stop. Damn it. But I have about 10 books planned for the future. So give me some time. I'm still adjusting. I will be having surgery soon that is supposed to help me health-wise. So hopefully that will help and I will be able to get back on my writing game.
Yes. And honestly, just a quick little like thing. I feel like everyone can like really vibe with that. We all have our little like time that we get off of writing, and that's like, especially as a writer, it's almost scary, right? Because you're looking at your own thing of like, yo, I should be writing, but there's like no point unless you're like 100%. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
I've tried it where I forced it when I wasn't 100% and I did not like it. I was like, this isn't worthy. I'm like, and I refuse to put anything out that I'm not 100%, but I'm at least not like 90% happy with, because there's always room for improvement. So
yeah, no, and especially like maybe it's just like the generation and like that, like I was raised into the culture, but like especially with the Spanish work ethic, it's like, yeah, you have to work no matter what, even if like your arm is broken, you feel like horrible.
Yeah,
but man, that is it's not the same as just like lifting boxes. When it comes to writing, like if you're not 100%, you can spend hours and hours in front of the laptop, but then like 3 days later realize that you didn't do a damn shit. And if anything, you just wasted a whole bunch of time. Thing. Yeah. Now, Lexi, as far as like the future, what are you feeling for Lust in the Sea 3?
So I have a Lust in the Sea 3 coming out, which is, I'm not gonna give a date, but it will be next year. And it's 20 years into the future, which is regarding the kids. That's going to be good. That's going to take me quite some time because I want to do some research on that book. And then I have a spinoff coming, which is book 4. But book 4, you can read it as a standalone, but book 4, it's kind of confusing because book 4 kind of takes place like at the end of book 2, but it's like a different couple and like their story, if that makes sense.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah, so that's, and then hopefully one day, my books are all over, not just Amazon. I'm wishing for that. So yeah, I have big things coming. And then A Taste of Draven will be out on Wattpad and Inkit on December 3rd, which is my birthday.
Which one? Say that again.
A Taste of Draven. It's
Yeah.
I got
Yeah. You heard how I said that? That was
That's
weird.
why I laughed.
That was weird. That sounded almost like sexual. I was like, okay. Taste of Draven.
It's a sizzling story, but it's a dark romance, and it's in college. Like the kids are in college, so that's a little yeah.
That's a fun time. Um, man, there are so much things to like look forward to, and honestly, I love like the creative paths that are happening. I love the whole thing that you're doing with Dreadful Desire, and how basically you're doing continuations of the universe of the world they're in, and not necessarily continuations of the story, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly I love that. It's almost like inspired almost by your filter, basically, like the whole comic book series, right? That you don't have to read. You don't have to read all of Spider-Man to get like what's happening with Captain America. But if you do, you got your nice little, oh, okay, these people know each other. Okay, they go to the same coffee space. And I like that a lot. That's very cool. And on top of that, I think that people, again, just how people like aren't consuming content right now, I think that's like a really cool wave. Really cool wave,
So
honestly.
Actually, when you had mentioned Kindervilla earlier, I actually went on my phone, and Kindervilla, it says, to ensure a good customer experience, Kindervilla does not accept content that's freely available. So if it's on like Wattpad or Inkit or anything and it's freely available, they won't accept it on Kindervilla. It has to be strictly on there.
You see,
I know.
That's what I said earlier. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I totally said the opposite. I was just trying to, not cancel myself. But
cancel culture.
Exactly. Now I'm gonna get a whole bunch of emails from like, what is it, Alexa, right? That's Amazon's thing. Why did you say that about Kindle Vella? We have your location. We'll be there in 2 days.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna get an Amazon box with anthrax in it now.
Oh my god. You have a delivery and you're just like, I didn't order anything.
Wait a minute. But you open it anyway because it's like you always like hope it's like, oh, maybe it's my day. Maybe got some free shit. Finally, they fucked up in my favor. No, but honestly, like, I think that's like so. I mean, especially the whole thing of like the future thing with like the how you're doing it with lustful deceit. What did I say? What am I saying? Lustful deceit. Lustful deceit. Are you hearing me right now? I just love that continuation. 20 years gap. I don't know. I'm a huge like nerd for like lore expanding stories that aren't just like following like a character, but actually go through like a whole universe of things. I don't know. I'm getting really into it. Now, we've talked about this before, and I'm always going to be interested in it. But how has your marketing grown? How are you doing? How are you switching up getting your name out? How are you switching up getting your content out? I feel like that's the main thing that we always progressively have to get better on. And it's easily the thing that makes the biggest difference between our sales.
Yeah.
For as much as like work, as far as the editing goes, I mean, marketing is the main thing. If you're marketing the shit out of your book, it almost doesn't even matter the amount of work you put behind it.
Right. So Maria and I spoke about this, and she gets mad at me because she feels like sometimes I don't market myself as much as I do because I'm so focused on the writing aspect. So I do a lot of TikTok videos, and I put like content and videos and like quotes in my book, and I'll get like hundreds of views and stuff. And I actually like now she there's this thing every time I'm on TikTok, I always get like a video with like on your For You page where it's like book recommendations. And I know, Marie, I have to do it. So she says, because I'm constantly buying books on Kindle, so she feels like the amount of time I'm putting on buying it, I could actually be asking people, to buy my book on the book recommendations. So I'm gonna start doing that.
So what I basically told her to do is all these book recommendations, like these people who are doing it, like reach out to them, tell them you'll send them a free copy of the book, and if they like it, to please recommend it on their page. That's it. You're sending them a free copy, and if they like it, they can recommend it. She's not saying that they have to just because she sends it, but if they like it, which I'm sure they will because her books are great. So I'm like, this will help you because you can see clearly by just you watching it, you're buying books from them.
Yeah.
So imagine how many other people would.
Right.
Just saying.
And I'm considering getting a whole other Instagram because lately I have been marketing myself out there a lot, and I have a lot of like family and friends on my pages, so I don't know if they want to see that every day. So I am considering getting a new Instagram and a new Facebook just for like author
Professional.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've been telling her this since we met, that she needs to have her own author page and keep it separate from her personal life.
Yeah.
I actually think it's a lot. It's just like when you open up a regular business, you don't like keep your advertising on your personal page. You open up a business page, and through your business page, you do everything for your business anyway. So I'm like, it's the same concept. If you treat it like a business, it's going to grow like a business. At least that's how I feel about it with like the growth mindset and, putting it out there into the universe that if I believe it's a business, it's going to be a business. And she's doing way better than I am writing books.
Girl, bye.
So, but I do believe she needs to advertise more.
Yeah.
So, like especially like book one, like for me she has to really push book one, especially now that book two is out, because like look, now you can read both. I have a continuation, now you can find out what finally happened. So I was telling her like before her book dropped, I was like start pushing book one, like go do it, push it, like I even when she actually was publishing like some aesthetics for book one, I was reposting it onto my page like, look everyone, go get her book. Since I'm not doing anything on mine, I haven't really posted anything. Listen, leave me alone. It's been hard, okay?
Listen, it's the way you say it.
I've been advertising her. I've been advertising her and some other friends of mine. I'm just like, I'm advertising their work because I'm not doing anything right now. I haven't really been able to. It's been really hard. But I'm getting back on the wagon slowly but surely. I know it's taken forever, but I will get back on and you will all be amazed because the last like 15 chapters, like there's so much that happens.
There really is. And I don't like the way her book ends, but listen, you guys will be amazed.
God damn dogs. No, I'm loving the way that like sorry, these goddamn dogs will be the death for me.
You know what's so funny? Your dog is barking. That got my dog to bark right now.
Of course.
Oh,
that's how it is.
Dallas.
Because they're all linked together.
They are.
You know what I mean? It's like the life of pets. They're all talking to each other. It's like, all right, the podcast is, I don't know, time to sabotage. But or maybe they just had their thing. It's like, hey, I want to throw my 2 cents in. You're talking about Christmas. Where's my extra bone? You're over here throwing me some kibbles and bits, motherfucker. Like I'm not a part of the family. Whatever.
Oh, well, listen, my dog for his birthday, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, he gets steak.
Okay.
He gets really spoiled. He gets steak. My dog has 4 beds in our house right now. Okay.
Seriously. Like,
weirdly enough, though, I get that. I think my dog has like 4, and the reason why is why know why dog owners do that? Because we get them one, they don't sleep on the first one, so we're like, all right, maybe it's because it's like not big enough, so we get a bigger one. They don't sleep on that one. It's like, all right, maybe it's because it doesn't have like like some cool shit into it. You get a cooler one, they don't have sleeping in that motherfucker, and you're like, all right, whatever the fuck, and then you just get them a 4th one for the birthday or whatever because you're gonna have out of ideas. You know how it goes.
You know what? It's not even for that. Okay, so unfortunately he had a seizure 2 weeks ago, and like it really scared us. So I bought a bed for him to sleep with us in our bedroom. So every night when I go upstairs, he follows me upstairs. I'm like, all right, go to bed. And he'll sleep right next to my bed. But then we also have one in the family room because when we chill in the family room, he has to lay down on the floor. And I don't like that because his breed is predisposed to hip dysplasia, and laying down on the floor makes it worse.
Oh.
So I bought him a bed for there. He also has one in my office that he's not allowed to get on right now because I'm in the middle of this and he would just want to be on camera the whole time. So he also has one in my office for when I work in my office. So my dog is really attached to me. Like if we're all chilling in the family room and like my husband or my daughter get up, he'll just look and be like, okay. But as soon as I get up, he's like, where are you going? Like, you can't go by yourself. Like, I have to protect you from the cuckoo. Like, where is he? Like, it's the funniest thing.
She said the cuckoo.
Oh my God. I'm saying maybe that's what we need to start doing. People love dogs. Maybe we need to start like marketing with our dogs. That's the main thing. But we need to start getting creative. I'm gonna start having an OnlyFans where I just read a chapter of my book naked. Maybe that's the thing.
OnlyFans.
I don't know.
He's gonna read his book naked.
That's gonna be my thing. I'm not gonna show anything. I'm gonna be a classy broad about it. I'm gonna have like my legs folded, like a.
And then your book is gonna be right in your lap, so they don't see anything.
Exactly. Like what's that movie where she closes her her legs and everyone went crazy. What's that movie?
What is it? Basic Instinct.
Exactly. I'm gonna do basic. I'm gonna wear a white dress just like that. Just like cross my legs every so often. Be like, so chapter 2. That's gonna be my shit.
I can't.
Yeah. Catch out for it. OnlyFans / Allegory of the End. Coming to you.
Allegory of the End.
Yeah.
Read a chapter every week on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Allegory of the End, only in the nude.
Exactly. Allegory of the end of my penis. You know, because we need to get more creative with that shit. All right. Marketing is like such an uphill thing, and I'm telling you, and it's more and more interesting because I feel like the people that this is like such a cyclical thing to me that I think is the most interesting. I feel like the people that are really popping on Instagram, on Twitter, are the people that set up little like classes for other people to understand marketing on Instagram. It's like the most like, am I alone in this? It seems like it's like the craziest like cyclical thing ever. It's like the people that are like really popping aren't the people that are necessarily like writing the most, but like teaching people how to write the most.
I agree to that to a certain extent. You know what? I also feel like the authors who are really popping on Instagram are the ones who have fans. Because these people have like fan pages and they promote their work for them.
Yeah.
And these authors don't promote as much as other authors do. It's insane. I've seen this and I'm just like, wow, like this person has so many reads and so many like followers. And of course, I know that it developed over time. It wasn't just because of fan pages. But I noticed they have like 2 and 3 and 4 fan pages and they promote for them. And because these are all like different fan pages, these people have all these different followers. And because there's all these different followers, everyone has like these different people that they're reaching out to, and it just grows and it's crazy. And I'm just like, that's pretty darn cool. I hope to one day reach that level where I actually have a fan page. Like, oh my goodness, thank you.
It's honestly like a conversation that will forever fascinate me, just because like the way that I am, the thing that like I guess put me onto writing to begin with was the idea that I can do it in a vacuum, that I can just like sit here. Well, my idea of it anyway was that I could just sit on my couch in my office. I can knock out books and no one has to know who I am. No one has to like do anything like that. Like if they want to know a little bit more, there's like content on a whole podcast that you can like look into, but it's not like the main thing attracting you. The thing attracting you is my work. That was like how I thought of it philosophically. But just the way that we are nowadays. I mean, think about who's famous right now. Kids that post on TikTok are more famous than like kids on TV now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the people that are on the people on Instagram, the people doing on TikTok are posting their entire lives for people to follow, and that's what people are into right now. So just, you know, in a world, especially that's as competitive as writing in the self-publishing game in 2021, going to 2022, you have to adapt or die. So I'm wondering if maybe that's like the thing that's lacking. If maybe we need to start like pumping a little bit more into like our, you know, letting people know our writing process on a more personal level. Maybe that's why these people have these fan pages, because they open themselves up hopefully to people and people come. But to me, that's the thing that fucks with me the most, because like that, so, it's not how I want to view art. I wanted to be someone that just like pops up because they thought my book was cool.
So, okay. So I'm gonna push back on that a bit, because of the fact that the person I'm thinking of who has like these fan pages, she does not expose herself on any type of social media. Her
how long has she been active, out of curiosity?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I know that she's been writing for a while, because she said it took her time to grow her fan base, which I'm sure it did.
We're
Um,
talking about
you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, I mean, if we're only talking about good things, you can drop the name.
Well, I don't know if she would like that, so I don't want to.
Fair enough.
So, but she doesn't expose herself at all. Like there are no pictures of her on her writing page. Like she has her own like, personal page, but she doesn't have like anything of her. She doesn't post like anything personal on her writer page, which is exactly how I kept mine. But funny enough, you know how you were talking about those people who are doing writing, who are writing like, how to get better, blah blah blah. One of the things they said was to expose yourself, let people know about you, tell them who you are, you know show them a picture of you. And part of me is just like, I don't feel like I need to do that, because I want my work to speak for itself, just like you were saying. I want it to be that my work is actually so good that you actually want to read it. It's not because I told you about, this is just hypothetical, I told you about like my dying dog, or about my sick mother. I don't want you to follow me because of that. I want you to follow me because of my work. Like that's one of the things that I really can't stand in some of these reality shows,
Oh my
for like
God, yes.
for singing and everything.
Let's not even talk about.
Like I
No,
hate those. I'm just like,
I so agree
they
with
have to
you.
win, not because they're doing it for their son or their daughter or their mom, because they're actually talented and they can blow. That's what they should freaking, that's what they should win for the talent, not because they're having a hard time in their life. Like I
Oh
don't know.
my
I'm
God.
more about the talent than about the actual issues.
Like,
No, I agree with you 100. I'm sorry to
yeah,
interrupt you. It's just
it's okay.
I feel that like in my chest is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, and
Mhm.
not to contradict what you were saying, but I feel like maybe because I feel like if you started your writing game before like the blow of social media, then I think that's possible, because like the
Yeah.
ball already had like started before that. But I feel like people in our position that you're bursting out. I feel like there aren't many of us that are bursting out and doing that well without opening themselves up to that level, and like showing your showing your disabled dog, showing that I don't know, you have gray hairs and now you have to, I don't know, have some crazy surgery and you're asking people for money. And those type of things are what's popping now, though. It's weird. That's how it is.
Yeah, it's like the better the sob story, the more famous you get, and it's just like
Yes. Oh
it's
my God.
horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you see it even more and more. Like, maybe it's me with like my over cynical mind, but when I see Coca-Cola doing like a gay pride commercial, I don't think, oh wow, man, Coca-Cola has become so progressive. All I think is like, man, those money hungry motherfuckers had to put their hands and everything. I don't believe, dude. Have you seen the Coca-Cola brothers? They're older than like Stonehenge. They're the oldest people ever. You're trying to tell me they're like the progressive? No, they just thought it's like, yo, how can we squeeze more money? Like I
Can't
don't believe,
agree.
like I don't believe that. Like it's just one of those
Can't
things.
agree.
Like exactly, it's pandering. To me,
Mhm.
like it's like there's so much in between that. It's like, dog, you're Coca-Cola. All right. It's a common thing when you go to a restaurant, you ask for a Coca-Cola, and they say Pepsi, and you look at them like they fucked up. It's like, oh, nah, I said Coca-Cola. If you only serve Pepsi, you should go to the restaurant over there and get some Coca-Cola and bring it back. I'm not having a bad day. Why would you have to like go into that? It's the same thing with like writing, like why do you have to talk about XYZ? You should just be talking about how dope your book is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. What were you gonna say, Sandy?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to
Yeah,
hijack that.
I totally forgot. So it's okay.
I went on a goddamn rant with how like I was like, no, god damn it. My God.
So we were talking about how like how it's all about like the drama in your life, not about your actual talent. I don't know
Yeah.
if that'll click
Yeah,
anything.
okay. So
Okay.
I do watch reality shows, and I watch this one every Monday for entertainment. I don't know if you guys watch Love and Hip Hop. It is called Love and Hip Hop, and you're supposed to talk about your music. Why am I seeing girls taking off their wigs fighting? Like, you're taking away from your talent. But then I also believe that a lot of these reality shows are scripted, and they're told to do this for the ratings.
Oh,
Well, but
they
you want to know
they
why that
100% are
happens?
though. Yeah.
Because that's what society wants.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you ever look at like social media, some of the biggest things that are promoted and like resent and reposted and whatever, it's all about negative stuff, whether it's about death, whether it's about fighting, like anything that has a negative context that gets way more promoted than something that's good.
Yeah.
And it's really
Mhm.
sad. I feel like those are the things that get like more so on your For You page. And it's actually funny because whenever I see stuff like that, I just scroll past it because I will not give it the view from me
Yeah.
that, you know, they're trying to get. When people send me stuff, you know, about like, oh, this girl got knocked out, whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to facilitate in the growing of negativity in the world, which is crazy because like if you were to ever go to like a personal page of mine, all you ever see is my dog, funny jokes, and like babies. Like that's all you'll see on my page because I love promoting positivity. I'm not about the negative stuff. I don't want to engulf myself in it and then get that mindset. I'd rather be positive and focus on good things and just keep moving forward.
Amen, sister.
Man, I'm
Although when it
telling you.
comes to writing, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, it really is such an interesting thing because like, man, the negativity that's out there, and like my favorite thing will be like a Snapchat, you know, like the stories that they have like underneath like your friend stories, they have like the, you know,
Mhm.
BuzzFeed stories and whatever the fuck. My favorite will be like the headline will be like, yo, A$AP Rocky punched Drake in the nose and called him fat. And then you click on the article and it's like, well, for music
It's
video, they were playing a
it's
video game one time and by mistake, A$AP Rocky hit the B button and like his character punched Drake's character in the face. And then they had a good laugh about it. And they're all friends now. But just saying, it could have been bad, right? And you're just there like, wait, what? How is this even legally possible that you're doing this to me right now?
They have a name for that. I forgot what it's called. It's something like catfishing.
Clickbait.
Oh, it's called clickbait.
Yeah.
clickbait. Clickbait.
Yes,
Yeah,
clickbait.
and you're there with a dunce cap, right? With like the helicopter hat, talking about because you're the dumbass. You're the one that clicked it. You knew better. You knew better, but your own
And
damn
you're
curiosity
clicking
clicked
it.
on it. Yeah.
Exactly. You're clicking it and they're getting paid for it. So I'm like,
Yup.
Yep,
Oh my
that's
no,
god.
no.
hilarious.
I'm telling you. Well, main thing that I wanted to like talk about was like kind of the growth of everything that's happening, how we're treating marketing. Since we're getting to like the end of the episode, the end of our recording today, I do want to ask one thing that was actually like on my mind for a while. There was a time, and it was really recently, where I actually was not that big of a Harry Potter fan. I had seen all of them just because I like movies and I had ran through them, and I thought they were okay. Now, maybe it's because I was in London and I was in that London air, or maybe I was watching with people that were just really enthusiastic about it. Who knows what the
You
recipe
love it
made
now,
it.
don't you?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. All right. I'm now a Potterhead. Don't ask me to Slytherin bullshit or whatever the fuck. I'm a Scorpio. You know what the answer is. There was one scene I was watching it with my friends, and there's one scene that like the, I don't know, like book like the seventh or eighth movie that like homegirl just says all Slytherin, get the fuck out of the thing. And I remember I just paused the movie. I'm like, yo, that's fucked up. All right. Imagine we're at a party and then like the person that like the host of the house just goes, all right, all Scorpios, get the fuck out. Nope, no drama today. Get the fuck out. I'm like, yo, that's fucking racist. I don't even know what type of is that is, but that's is something. All right.
That's houseist, not racist.
That's houseist. That's
He
houseist.
killed out the house.
All right. I don't even know what clubist. Whatever the fuck. Fuck that shit. But I am a fan. So I'm really curious now. Is there anything that you weren't about when it first came out, or maybe it had been out for a while and you just always thought it was kind of stupid, but then you warmed up to? Is there anything that you can say like that? It doesn't even have to be a saga or a collection. It can even be just a book. Maybe you thought 50 Shades of Grey was kind of like a little bit crazy, but then you read it like later when you were bored and you were like, hey, you know what? Not a bad book. I don't have that, that's just hypothetical. Can't say
Now that you mentioned it, I did tell Marie, I actually started because I just got HBO Max. So I just started watching the Harry Potter movies. I was never really like a big fan of it, not even the books. I've watched movie 1 when I was little, but now I'm on like I think movie
Yes.
movie 2. I think, which one is that? The Chamber of Secrets?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get into the feel of it, and I actually kind of like it. Didn't know I was gonna like it, but I do. But I will let you know how I actually liked it throughout the whole, when I finish watching it.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. Next time we talk for sure. Just as a
yeah.
writer, it's like I'm like watching it and just like thinking about it from like a writing standpoint, and I'm just like blown
Mhm.
away. It's just like the way that she just like treated the character. It's like she creates like a rhythm that you're used to, but it's just like put it in a way that you always wanna like listen to it again. You know what I mean? It's like hard
Yeah.
to describe. It's just like and like I had never read the books, but the friend that I was like watching it with was telling me that like, oh no, like the reading is so simple that like you just like blow through it. It feels like a
Mhm.
friend telling you it.
It's like 8 movies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 books that was broken up into 8 movies.
8.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Phenomenal.
I can't say that I have one of those. There is a book and a movie that I've tried to get into, but I haven't been able to. And it's been a few years, so maybe I could try it again. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Ooh.
I
Okay.
tried reading the book, couldn't do it. So I was like, all right, maybe I might like the movie. I have to tell you, I have fallen asleep watching that movie every single time. I like it just does not capture me. I don't know why. It has been a few years, so maybe I can try it and see, but I'm not sure. We'll have to figure that out.
Is that Dallas?
Yes. So I'll have to try and figure that out. Thank you. I'll have to try and figure that one out because for some reason, every time I've seen it, I've always just fallen asleep. I don't know why. I've always been wanting to get into because I've heard how great it is. I've heard that it's such a great movie.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it, but
But
it doesn't look appealing to me. So I was like, I don't want it.
yeah, it's never captured my attention so much where I'm just like, oh, let me stay up. Like I'll be perfectly fine. I'll be up watching and I'm like, all right, we're gonna watch this. And I'll be like maybe half an hour into it and I'm just like, I'm done. Like I can't. It's bad. But you know what? I'll give it another try and I'll let you know. I'll have to do that.
All right.
I'm telling you. I don't know. There's so many things like that. There's so many times of like movies that like I'll like try to watch and like I just like fall through. I don't know. Especially Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. I don't know, but I haven't even read that one. But it's always one that you like see it and you're like, oh man, I hear good things. And then like, I'll watch Dumb and Dumber again. Yeah, we'll do that instead. Sounds like a better story. I don't know. We should get together and write The Girl with a Tramp Stamp and the Daddy Issues.
With the tramp stamp.
Now that sounds like a good book, right? And we'll make
Listen,
it. We'll do it during the Christmas story, so we'll like put it all together.
I once saw a girl with a tramp stamp that said "property of Wolf."
Okay.
Did you see his face drop?
I know a girl that was really adamant. I don't know if she ever did it, but she wanted to get a tramp stamp that said your name on it, like literally like your name.
Wait, your name? No,
Your
like that's what it says. Your name. So when you read it, it says
It
your
says
name.
your
Like,
name.
oh, so it's my name. Great.
Your name. It's like, oh, my name. Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
No.
But she was like adamant about it. It's like one of those things. It's like, we all like, a common one for guys is like, oh, I want to get a squirrel in my thought. I was reaching for my nose. No one does it. No one does it. You just talk about it.
Or what about the elephant ears on each thigh?
Okay. That's one way to live life. That's the one way, definitely a way to live life.
Listen, as long as you're living your best life.
Oh my God. Well, again, thank you, ladies, for coming on. It is always a pleasure. You already know Lust and Deceit 2 out now. Get it. Is it also on hardback for Amazon?
No, it's ebook and paperback.
Ebook and paperback. Get it now. And there's a discount for Lust and Deceit 1. Get it, folks. Stop playing with yourself. Or maybe start playing with yourself after you read this. Hey, yo. Now, Marie, again, and you already know, Dreadful Desire. 86 segments out now currently. Am I right?
It's going to be 85 chapters.
Yup. You already know.
And the most current chapter, which is chapter 70, already has 5,300 words, and I'm not even halfway done editing. So the chapters will be long.
Yes, it will be.
Which is why it's also taking me so long, guys. Leave me alone.
But worth it.
Yeah.
So make sure to watch.
Worth it.
It'll be worth the wait. Again, I'm going to try to have the final chapter drop by the end of the year, which is actually funny because it's going to coincide with the book because we have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up in the book. So it's going to
No,
work.
I'm absolutely in love with the idea, just everything. I cannot wish more success for the both of you. I cannot wait to see everything come
Thank
out. We're gonna continue
you.
having these talks. We need to have a more. Gosh darn it! I don't know why I didn't go for the word that I was gonna say, but I guess I'm trying to make it a little, PG-13.
Why? It hasn't been PG-13 since we started.
Exactly.
I flip on and off. You know what I mean? But again, thank you again. It's always a pleasure. This has been A.R.'s Tales, aka the A.R.T podcast. I've been A.R. Minaban, Lexi and Marie Terry. Keep an eye out. And for the people listening, just a quick one. Where can they find you? You already know all the information is going to be on the bio and in the banners underneath when I actually put it up on YouTube. For the people just listening on the podcast, where can people find you?
Go ahead, Lexi.
Okay, I'm on Instagram at Sandy Writes 2_, and the same for Twitter. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Don't you have Facebook too?
Oh yeah, and my Facebook is Alexandra Robinson.
I
But
can't.
that's my personal, so yeah.
Okay, my apologies then. Never mind. Let's reverse.
Cut that out.
Oh no, definitely we'll cut it out. Sure.
I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
Oh yeah, my TikTok too. Go ahead.
See?
But
So
my-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
For Instagram and Twitter, it is Marie_Terry_1. For Facebook, it's just Marie Terry. And for TikTok, I believe it's Marie Terry 006. My books are on Wattpad, Inkit, and on BookNet.
There we go. Again, folks, you already know the deal. Phenomenal authors, phenomenal women. Catch us next Monday when we have another author interview, and check with us on Fridays when we have a nice little group chat. This is the end of the podcast. Peace out.